Retirement planning in 2025 isn't what it used to be. The rules have changed, the pace has changed, and thanks to artificial intelligence, the entire landscape of work, wealth, and long-term security is being rewritten faster than most people realize. If you're still relying on the old playbook, saving into fixed-term deposits, trusting pension promises, or believing that a steady 9 to 5 will carry you comfortably into retirement, you're preparing for a world that no longer exists. AI isn't coming, it's already here. And it's not just reshaping how we live and work, it's fundamentally disrupting how we retire. White-collar jobs, once considered stable, are being automated at unprecedented speed. AI is no longer limited to factories or blue-collar settings. It's replacing analysts, assistants, marketers, financial planners, even software engineers. With every new update to ChatGPT or image generation model, job descriptions shift and roles vanish. The idea of career safety is starting to look like a myth, and when your income becomes unstable, so does your retirement plan. On top of that, inflation continues to quietly eat away at your savings. The US dollar has lost more than 20% of its purchasing power in just the past few years. Central banks keep printing money, and every time they do, your cash becomes less valuable. That savings account you thought was safe, it's not even treading water. And then there's the pension crisis. With Americans living longer and fewer workers paying into the system, Social Security is on track to become insolvent by 2033 unless reforms are made. If you're counting on a government check to fund your lifestyle at 65, you may want to run the numbers again. So where does that leave you? What does a future-proof retirement look like in the age of AI? It starts with where and how you hold your value. And this is where Bitcoin changes everything. In a world of endless digital abundance, scarcity becomes your biggest asset. AI can create content, write code, even replicate human conversation, but it cannot create more Bitcoin. Its supply is fixed. Its rules are clear. It operates on a decentralized network beyond the reach of governments and central banks. Bitcoin isn't just a speculative asset anymore. It's a foundational store of value designed for the digital age. While your dollar weakens and institutions wobble, Bitcoin sits outside the system. It's not inflation-prone. It's not controlled by a boardroom or bureaucracy. And it's not dependent on the promises of people who may not be able to deliver. Bitcoin is sovereign money, and in a world increasingly dominated by centralized systems and automated decision-making, sovereignty is everything. And in this new era, retirement security isn't just about diversification. It's about control. Bitcoin gives you something no traditional asset can: true ownership. No middlemen, no gatekeepers, no frozen accounts. Just you and the keys to your own future. But it's not just about holding it. The more you understand how Bitcoin works, how to store it safely, how to use tax-advantaged vehicles like Bitcoin IRAs, how to integrate it into a serious long-term strategy, the more empowered you become. You don't need to become a crypto expert overnight. You just need to get off the sidelines. Because if you're still planning to retire at 60 and live off your pension, you're playing by rules that no longer apply. Retirement today isn't about reaching a finish line. It's about building the freedom to choose when to work, how to work, whether you want to work at all, and that freedom doesn't come from hoping the system holds. It comes from building a foundation of assets that work for you. For some, that means starting an online business or investing in AI tools. But for a growing number of financially aware Americans, that means stacking Bitcoin and securing it the right way through tools like hardware wallets or regulated Bitcoin IRA platforms. Bitcoin allows your wealth to grow on your terms. It works while you sleep. It defends itself against inflation. And it's one of the only assets in the world with a supply cap hard-coded into its DNA. Traditional retirement strategies were built for a century that no longer exists. But if you're willing to adapt, the opportunity is enormous. You don't need to master every new technology, but you do need to understand where the world is headed and position yourself accordingly. That starts with Bitcoin, not as a gamble, not as a hype play, but as a serious pillar of a modern, resilient retirement plan. Retirement isn't about age anymore. It's about adaptability. And the smarter you plan today, the more freedom you'll have tomorrow.